Hello everybody! Today I will be talking about the research revamp in Roblox Industrialist. So first of all, they have added a third and a fourth research station, and then they have also added a satellite dish controller and satellite dishes which work in pair to make research. And then they have also added a research tracking panel which tracks how much research you are making and also tracks your research station soft cap. So that's a new thing because they have reworked research stations to now have a soft cap, so you can't make infinite research points like before. So let's just begin real quick. Let's just start with the simplest research station, the first one, since that's what you begin the game with. All this research station needs is some power, so you can just connect some type of power making source into it, and it will take like 2 kilo MFs per second to make research points. So as you can see, with one research station, one active, we are making one research point per second with an effective research point cap of 200 research points. Now, if you want to make more research points and have a higher research point cap, you can place more research stations, although the more you place, the less they will make because these research stations have diminishing returns. So the second one only makes 0.41 research points per second, and it only adds 117 research point cap. And the third one only makes 0.32 research points per second and only adds like 83 research points effective RP cap. So yeah, just be aware that spamming more and more research station isn't as effective as it used to be, since you're gonna make less and less research points the more research stations you spam, right? And if you want to still be able to make research efficiently, you could just research things so you don't hit your research soft cap, because I'm gonna hit this research soft cap right now, and as you can see, research progress is slowing down significantly as all research stations are above their cap. So as you can see, I'm making less and less research points per second, and the best way to counteract this is to just research something. Since when you research something, you lose research points, and then you will uh, begin to make your maximum amount of research points per second. Okay, so that's basically how this works now. Let's just go to the second research station, since it's a little bit more complex. So the second research station needs like 25 kilo MFs per second, or something like that. And it also needs items. It needs half an item per second to function. And in this stage of the game, you're probably only gonna have iron. Yeah, this station is right after iron extracting. So I'd recommend you get a roller that will let you change your iron into iron coils, and iron coils have 4x research point multiplier, because if you're only gonna do raw iron or like iron ingots, those only have 1x multiplier, the same as the plate. As you can see, iron ingots only 1x. Coke fuel has 9x, but we won't really be able to make that yet. So let's just start with placing some coal drills to get the 1x multiplier, to just see how fast we're gonna make research points and how much cap we're gonna have with basically the worst item in the game for this. So let's just get some pipes. And all we need is half a coal per second, so that should be enough. I might have overdid it. Yeah, I probably definitely overdid it with the coal drills, but anyways. As you can see, our research station 2 is working now. And as you can see, it's making plus 2 RP per second, and it has an effective research point cap of 2000 research points. So with an item with 1x research point multiplier, we will make 2 research points per second. But if we use a better item, which I'm just gonna hold up, give me a second. I'm just gonna use the coils this time. So hold up, I'm just gonna build that. Give me a second. As you can see, I've done this very difficult factoring that makes coils. Yeah, incredible skill. Okay, anyways, as you can see, we're making iron coils. I mean, it's not perfect, but whatever. It doesn't need to be perfect. This is just for demonstration purposes, guys. As you can see, now we're making 4.59 RP per second, and the effective research point cap doesn't really change since it always stays at 2000. Of course, you can make even more research stations, and then you will have higher RP. What's it called? RP per second, and also higher cap, right? But so I'm just gonna show this real quick, I guess. No, I'm stuck. Hold up. Yeah, wait. That would be like, sure. Copper wire spawner, sure, why not? And then let's just connect it with power. And as you can see, it also has diminishing returns. It makes less effective research point cap and also less research points per second, right? This also gives you +2 if this guy stopped working because this factory is pretty bad, but whatever. So, as you can see, the better the items, the more research point cap the multiplier they have, the more research you're gonna get, and also the more research stations you have, the more you are gonna get, but it has diminishing returns, so it's a little bit more difficult, I guess. Okay, anyways, let's just go to the third one. I kinda forgot about the prices, so let's just look at the prices real quick. The first research station costs $75, very cheap. The second one is a little bit more expensive, it costs 5,000. And then the third one costs 100,000, so like keep that in mind, it does cost quite a bit. And also in the second research station you could also use chairs, since chairs have a really good multiplier, although that will be a little bit later since you will need the craft assembler for that, which costs 3000 research points. But that will be a good investment. Also, you could try making steel too, since you could make crankshafts, but you still would need the craft assembler. Okay, anyways, let's just go on to the third research station. This one is even more complex. It has 2 inputs for items, and it needs even more power. It needs like 700 kilo MFs per second. And then it also needs 2 items, right? You could just input 2 of the same item, but let me show you what happens if you do that. Let's just use an item spawner, because this is only for demonstration purposes, you know. Let's just do gearboxes, since these have 50x multiplier, as you can see, 4 units in each. As you can see, if you input the same item into the research station 3, you will have a 30% speed loss on your research station. But even though we have inputted the same item twice into this guy, we are still making quite a lot of research. We are making 25.59 research points per second, and we also have a cap of 50,092 research points, which is pretty good, all things considered. So if you want to speed up your production, your research point production, you might want to use 2 different items, right? So let's just use gearbox as into the right input, and let's do, I don't know, chairs into the left input. As you can see now, not only we are making more research points, not by much, since chairs have a way lower research point multiplier than the gearboxes, since gearboxes have 50x and chairs have 30x. But we are still making more research points per second. Our research point cap actually lowered since chairs are way cheaper than gearboxes, although they have a really good research point multiplier, even though they are that expensive. Okay, wait, give me a second. Even though we have inputted two different items, we are still getting less research point caps since chairs are way cheaper than gearboxes, and research station 3 research station 3's research cap is dependent on the value of the items inputted. So let's just input something with insane value, right? So let's just go for the Mox fuel rod for fun. So it has a 100x research point multiplier, but it also costs $1 million. And if we input this into the research station, we will get a 485% cap gain, and also we will get an effective research point cap of 85,000, which is way more, but it also isn't that impressive since, well, this has diminishing returns, as I've said before, right? So even though this item is so much more expensive than a gearbox that costs only 2,500, this costs 1 million, it still doesn't have a cap that much bigger, right? Because it has diminishing returns, and the more expensive something gets, the less cap you're gonna get per dollar, I guess, right? So anyways, that's how the Research Station 3 works. You can make even more Research Station 3s, they will also have diminishing returns and give you less and less research point production and cap, but also it is worth to make like 3 or 4, but it just depends on how much energy and money you have, you know? Although it does have diminishing returns. Okay, so let's just go to the Research Station 4. This one is pretty interesting. It costs 1.5 million, and it doesn't really work the same as the other ones. Wait, actually I should probably start with the Satellite Dishes. Yeah, probably better idea. My bad, bro. Okay, so basically Satellite Dishes are not that difficult. They are pretty simple, and they are probably like one of the best, if not the best, research station, right? They are really, really good. So you will need a satellite dish controller, and then you will need like 3 satellite dishes. They also have this little radius that they can't be that close to each other, right? And then your satellite dish controller will need some liquid. Every liquid has different research point multipliers, but for the satellite dish, for this like period in the game where you're gonna get your third research station, the best liquid by far in my opinion is the acetic acid. So let's just get an acetic acid well, because I'm lazy. Hold up. Okay, now we're getting the acetic acid into this guy. It will also need some power. It only needs like 100 kilo mfs per second. And then also each satellite dish will need 75 kilo mfs per second. And as you can see now, the satellite dish controllers are making 23 research points per second with 3 satellite dishes. They have an efficiency of 82, so like you could put more satellite. If you don't have enough efficiency, you just need more satellite dishes, so let's just put another one down, and we should see that increase to 100. As you can see, it's 100 now. I kinda wanted to make acetic acid normally, but that will take like way too long. This video is already really long, to be fair. So anyways, let's just go to the last research station, the research station 4. It works a little bit differently than all of the other research stations, since you can't connect power into it and it doesn't make research by itself. You actually need to connect it into your research station 3. And then if you hear the sound of like pistons and stuff, your research station 3 will now take 4 mfs per second, and we'll also get a huge boost to research effective research point cap. As you can see now, instead of 80,000 it's 1.1 million research points, right? But it doesn't boost research point gain at all. And also your research point, your research station 3 has this little panel here. I mean, I looked at it but forgot to tell you about it. You can just see all the stats here. And also logic booth is inactive because there's this little logic minigame on the side of your research station 4 in which you like do some logic stuff with the logic thingies. I mean, I'm gonna figure that out someday, but probably not today. No? It's a little bit difficult. Logic is pretty difficult. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, this is basically everything for this video. I mean, it's not really a video in which I'm gonna tell you what to build, what is the most efficient thing. I just want to like tell you how this research works in the sublet. Yeah. Oh yeah, also I forgot to tell you that satellite dishes are completely dependent on your research stations. So the satellite dishes will make 8% of the amount of research points you're making from your research stations. So the satellite dishes are making 28 RP per second right now. But if my research station 4 will make less research points, or won't make any of them, as you can see, my satellite dishes don't make any research, so just keep that in mind. Yeah. You can't just place satellite dishes alone, right? You need research stations. Let's just get the spawner back. Just spawn like crankshafts, I guess. Sure. Okay, and now as you can see we're making less, since we are making less with the research station 4, so now we're making less with the satellite dish controllers. Anyways, if you want me to make some type of best research build in which you're gonna get like the most research per second or something, like comment down below, like the video, subscribe. Also, I think like for the research station 2, as I said, the best will be like coil into chair into maybe gearbox, and then once you get research station 3, you'd get like gas burner setup with turbines for power, get like 3 of these research station 3s, and get gearboxes and just connect gearboxes into all of them, and maybe then alternate that with like crankshafts or chairs to make more per second, more research points per second, right? So that will be my setup. Also with the satellite dishes, I mean you can get like at least 3 of these controllers. I think it's pretty efficient that way. So let me just like place 3 of these controllers and get some more satellite dishes. They're too close, give me a second. Like, how many is this? That's like 5, that's like 5, 10. Let's get like 12. Connect all of them with power. Oh, also of course get satellite dishes, you know, get 3 of these guys, or how many you want. And I get the acetic acid well. Oh yeah, also these guys take 0.5 liquid per second. So you need to input 0.5 liters of acetic acid per second into these satellite controllers, and the research station 3 is cool since it only takes 0.1 item per item input per second. So as you can see, it only takes 0.1 crankshaft, 0.1 gearbox per second. Yeah. Now we're making how much? We are making 30 research points per second. So even though we've added 2 more, basically we've added 3 times the amount of satellite controllers, we only got 50% more research points because it has diminishing returns, as I've said like 200 times in this video, bro. Okay, anyways, like, subscribe, and goodbye, guys. Comment down below if you want me to make some type of cool build that makes the most research per second ever.